Hello and welcome to the CRO Podcast with your hosts, myself, Will, and Courtney.
Yes, hello and welcome to the podcast. We are the co-founders of the CRO agency and we also manage the CRO network together.
Cool. So just a tiny bit about the podcast. Every week we answer either common questions about CRO, have CRO network members on the podcast, or show off the latest advances in CRO. Today, we're going to be diving into some relatively interesting areas around how CRO and marketing leadership really kind of intersect and what matters there. So fundamentally, why is CRO so important to marketing leaders? It's just having a bit of its time, its moment in the sun. So why is that happening? What can CRO teach us about marketing leadership? Again, it's quite an interesting one about how it gives us a different lens to look at things. And finally, we thought we'd keep it interesting and talk about some of our favorite things about CRO and why we're incredibly lame for loving CRO quite so much. And then diving into the final part, which is one of our favorite parts, our Hall of Shame and Hall of Fame, where we go through educational examples of what good and not so good looks like. Are you ready, Courtney?
I'm ready. Let's dive in.
Let's talk marketing leadership. Woo!
Yes, love to. Please.
Okay. So, why is CRO so important to marketing leaders, in your opinion, Courtney?
I think the one word that one word, one concept, one idea is basically just that it gives you an uneven playing ground, really, kind of at the end of the day. If you're not doing it versus someone that is doing it, you're on the back foot already. And especially as a marketing leader, you kind of need to be like on top of things. One would assume, one would hope. And it's really, really important that you're using all of the options and all of your capacity to make sure that you are, able to I guess perform well. We want to make that business healthy. We want to reach those KPIs. And if you're not doing CRO, what are you doing? That's my question.
Yeah, well, it's certainly not CRO. But no, it's a key point. Like, unfortunately, nowadays it is one of those where if you're not doing it and someone else is doing it, it's very hard to A, spot that, and B, like kind of recover from that disadvantaged position, because CRO opens up new options. Like, fundamentally what it does, for I assume most people listening probably know quite a lot about CRO, but it allows you to convert a visitor to a customer or paying customer more efficiently. So as a result, your underlying metrics improve, and you just keep on doing this to get better and better and better and better. This first staves off like forms that get worse over time, because they just do.
Mhm.
I can talk more about that another time, which is very interesting. But if you're not doing that, and you're both bidding on the same keywords, but one guy converts those keywords 20% better, and they will always convert it 20% better because they're doing CRO, because next month they're in fact going to convert them 30% better. And so you're
Mhm.
wondering, like, how on earth are they bidding so much on that keyword? And then they keep running these ads, which are like, these clicky
Yeah.
ads, which you've tested,
Oh.
and you've tried them, and like they're not working, they're not quite convert well enough. The quality's not quite there. They're not converting high enough. The lead quality isn't good enough. All these things, again, they're not quite fitting in, and it's again and again because the other guy or other team, the other company is doing CRO where they're testing the lead quality impact of adding this seemingly innocuous question that actually they use to identify who's really high intent.
Yeah.
And then they can
Yeah.
use that to improve their sales process. What they're testing, like, actually dynamic headlines. So the page is super, super relevant. So they can test 100 ads and across 10 different ad platforms. But everyone that gets that landing page gets a really bespoke and unique headline. And yeah,
Mm.
if you don't open up those options, and so like, yeah, I think the macro factor there,
Like
like
how
particularly,
are you 100%, like how are you actually going to be able to provide those numbers and those metrics and all of those, like reach those goals?
mm,
Because we all know what it's like getting goals. Every year we want to get, we want to
stretch.
grow, we want to do this
Yep.
always. And then it's sort of like, well, how are you doing it if you're not utilizing something like this that really at the end of the day is going to just, provide sort of more revenue without
Yeah.
sort of increasing any spend at the end of the day.
It's, they're just very different game. I mean, we've worked with clients where, a classic software business, relatively mature, wants to hit their yearly growth target, 20%. That's what they need to do. So they need to grow their marketing by 20% and then hope, yada, yada, all of that, hope that all works. Marketing, obviously, as you scale it, gets less efficient. So you get low returns. So it's quite hard to do that every year. We've done it within a few tests because, we can just, if we improve conversion rate by 20%, then, now they do have 20% more leads for the same, and,
Yep.
same quality, same everything, for the same marketing spend. Like they can have the year off, or
Yeah.
more likely, they can deploy that time and effort onto more valuable things and more, instead of like, oh God, we need to do this. We're trying to unlock more. Instead, they can optimize and improve and think about the messaging, think
Yeah.
about the user journey and all those like long tail things that everyone picks off again
Yeah.
and again. I mean, we do this. Like, I mean, everyone does
All the
this.
things that need to be done, but you're always like, well, there
But
is tomorrow.
aren't as burningly urgent as like hitting your targets.
Yeah.
So it's a tricky one. So I think that's, that this really is why CRO is seeing its time in the sun, and
I mean, just
particularly,
having like a general understanding of CRO as a marketing leader, like
yeah,
surely you should at this point in time. Like if you are dealing with online like user journeys and conversion and things like that, if you're not employing methods or implementing methods to actually kind of optimize on that and to make sure that you are really giving, like you are providing your user with the best possible user journey and also giving your company that positive association and the ability to just convert traffic, like it, for me, it just doesn't even seem sort of like a concept of not doing it. Like I just couldn't imagine being in a marketing leadership position and not sort of employing these methods or even having a basic sort of understanding of it. Obviously
yeah,
marketing teams are not just like they're not just going to be
yeah,
CRO departments, as we know, are very, very difficult to get together. And I mean, hiring is, it's a whole thing. So I do understand, but even just small tests, even just small little bits and pieces, just to do the basic optimization for me is just 100% should be part of shit, like leadership. Yeah, for sure.
yeah. Yeah, it used to be an old interview question we'd always ask back in the day
Oh,
for any
really?
hires,
Once
and like,
upon a
yeah, it's just,
time.
yeah. It's an interesting way to see how people think about,
Yeah.
a marketing funnel, like, because, well, actually, ironically, this leads on nicely onto the second question because, it's as if we've planned it every time. It's as if we planned it.
Mm.
But it leads us kind of nicely onto the second questions, which is a bit like about how what CRO can teach us about marketing leadership itself. I mean, I won't actually give my thoughts, feelings, emotions, this, and I'll let you go first. But it links nicely.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think what it can teach us is definitely it's quite humbling. You know how
Mm,
you like I always, okay, and everyone take this with a grain of salt, please. But you know how teachers quite often, okay, wait, hang on, let me just generalize that even more.
we're
Like
getting pure
sometimes
facts from Courtney here.
just
Are you
just
ready,
trying to just being
ladies and
diplomatic.
gentlemen?
Well,
Courtney's got a
when
hot take.
I do, this is a hot take, this is my take, and I stand by it. Okay, there are always exceptions to the rule, but there is a rule. And that is that if you have a teacher, if you have someone in a position that is every single day their daily business is being the smartest in the room and telling people what they're doing, they tend to end up believing that narrative, and they get calcified in that. And that is where, it's very difficult. You can always tell them, but you can't tell them much. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't, it's
Oh, I
sort of
plus one
something.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
I throw my
Right?
hat behind that hot take.
That 100%, like they get so calcified, and then their whole entire narrative and the way that they see themselves is almost infallible because they're just so used to taking on that role. So when we're looking at marketing leadership, when you have been a leader for a fair amount of time and you get calcified in that role, and if you're not constantly sort of able to do things, experiment with things to test actually your hypothesis or to test what you're doing and what your opinions are,
Yeah.
generally what you will think is that your opinion is always right. And people are heaps weird on the internet. They do not behave how you think they're going to behave. Sometimes the craziest things convert without it, like, and you would think like you would say, oh, in my educated guess would be that it doesn't, and then all of a sudden it does, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's humbling.
Yeah.
That is what CRO teaches you, in my opinion, as a marketing leader. And if you don't do it, I would rightly or wrongly assume that you probably think that your opinion is the correct opinion in in 9 out of 10 cases.
Yeah, I definitely, I really, I do throw my hat behind the hot take. I mean, ironic, unsurprisingly, we're quite similar with this lens. It's as if we both do CRO religiously.
This is crazy. I can't believe
The
wow.
coincidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we're leaving in those laughs just for you guys.
Just me cackling in everyone's ear.
Okay. But to build on Courtney's hot take, yeah, people, yeah, I think it's really important. And what CRO teaches you is that, yeah, your opinion is not gospel. You can test it. What matters is creativity, and being open-minded. And again, like as Courtney alluded to, like I've run tests which I have not always had the greatest faith in, but they have massively overperformed. But I've also run tests where I've had a lot of like all the faith in, and they have
And that's the
not gone to
humbling
plan.
moment. Yeah,
So
that's the
humbling.
moment you're like, oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just, check
And
yourself before you wreck
yeah.
yourself.
So like obviously you can't, 10 years, lots of experience. It is meaningful, and like we've all
100%.
we've been seeing things, guided things, like it's it all adds up. It really does. However, CRO kind of gives you that reality check that the world is constantly changing. Like people are constantly changing what you know and think about what that specific person from that specific channel for the specific product needs and wants. It
Yeah.
may not align with your mental like image of them and like how you expect them to react. People, great principle in CRO, and I love that you mentioned it. Yeah, people are weird on the internet. Baffling. So yeah, just be prepared to be wrong. So yeah, I think in marketing leaders, it's a really, really, really valuable trait, because you think about like the teams you want to engender and the attitude, well, teams you want to build and attitudes you want to like engender and like support.
Yeah.
You want to build, people's opinions are valuable. So if it's not yours, that's okay. You want to build creativity, because like often like creative things and new things are what cut through and work really well in CRO. Just like a slightly weird really works.
Yeah.
And also like speed, like in the modern marketing, unfortunately, like we don't need
Hit
to
the
live in
ground
a court
running.
of opinion. Yeah, like you just we can test it. Like just test quickly, learn quickly. Be it's true on performance marketing, on the ads. Like run 1,000 ads, maybe 1,000 if you got the budget. Maybe, you're not going to get robust results from that. But like run lots of ads, see what works well. Don't we've
Don't
kind
be
of
too
moved
precious
away.
about it, I suppose, as well.
Yeah.
Definitely, I think,
Like,
and I think, I mean, it's like any sort of sport or like any sort of thing. If you go into a competition and you're not prepared to lose, then you're not prepared to go into that competition. And that's kind of it. Like you have to be able to lose, and you have to be humble enough to accept that and just kind of move on with it and roll with it. And I think that if being right is part of your identity, then I think you might have to take a real long, hard look in the mirror and understand that that's just not the case. It's humans are fallible, and you just have to go with it. And if you've ever had a leader, which I definitely have in my lifetime, who isn't wrong, who is never wrong, who always has a correct opinion, you're in for a very difficult, hard yards.
It can be difficult to navigate that. It can be.
Definitely.
I think there are reasons why, like, good strategy is doing one thing and doing it better than everybody else. And like, a lot of that comes from like, that means, what you can do, the scope is actually can be quite narrow, but you still have to foster creativity, and you have to foster the idea that actually, that strategy may not be necessarily the best one, and you have to be open to that. But again, and I appreciate like a lot of strategy is doing a bad strategy done hard, is nearly always better than a good strategy done like so again, like there's plus, but
I mean, there's
again,
nuance
I think
to
it's
all of it, 100%. And I mean, there's a reason most likely that a marketing leader is a marketing leader. There's no intention to discount or to disparage kind of their knowledge and their expertise. However, I think that once one gets a little bit comfortable, and I think once one is sort of like in a position like that.
Yeah.
I think the attitude towards learning and being correct and being humbled, I think it needs to be maintained
Yeah.
for
I mean,
sure.
yeah, exactly. And hopefully,
But
we
like
foster
humbled in
these.
like the best way. Like
Yeah, you
it's
just
also
learn.
it's kind of fun to be wrong in some situations. Like
Great.
like very specifically, you know what I mean? Like that if you think, oh, this is, I don't have that much faith in this, but I'm going to try it anyway, and then you have a result that's just wild, like out of your wildest dreams. You think this is actually a really good position to be wrong in. I'm really glad that
Yeah.
I did that.
And a great one to be wrong in is that you thought CRO wasn't really worth your time. You spent 10 minutes setting up some CRO software. Like, you can do it kind of out of the box nowadays.
Yeah.
And you run a headline test and you got a 20% improvement. Then, congratulations. You may have just made your at least your month's marketing
Yeah.
plan for sure.
Yeah.
You may have gone the next,
Definitely.
like you just bought yourself 3 months of creative times and brainstorming and all these other things. So you're ready to be wrong about anything. It's that you did in fact need CRO. Obviously, quick disclaimers that our opinion and our tests are always right. Obviously,
I mean,
we do love CRO. And yes. Okay. So I had to ask.
We need to get some merch sort of sorted. I don't know what,
like,
but something.
Flat caps, just CRO in massive letters. just like
the I Heart New York. It's just I Heart CRO. Oh my God, I'm already embarrassed.
We might get
those. I love that.
Free merch for all network members, but they must send us a photo of them.
Yes, please. Oh my goodness, we need photo. We need photographic evidence, and it can't be just in your house. It has to be out in public.
At work, it has to be in a professional environment.
So all the people working from home are like, I am at work though.
God, that's good. I am at work.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
We'll jot that one down.
Yeah.
Fun little exercise.
You're seeing the creative process live here, folks.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, before we just entertain, I think we talked about in another podcast, we're like parrots with a mirror. Like, if we just want to chat, if you just want to hear our own voices, we just love it.
Yeah, we just devolve into just making ourselves giggle.
I don't think anybody gets it far enough through the podcast as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's just us.
It's just the void. It's just us and the void.
If you are listening, comment the void.
Yeah.
No one's commented it yet. God, we may have to actually edit this now. No, we believe in authenticity in this.
Yeah, we're gonna lock in now. We're gonna lock in. I mean, it's a great segue to question 3.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, I mean, favorite part of.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Continue. Yeah. Yep.
Favorite part of CRO, aside from doing it with me, obviously. Do it together. Yeah. What's your favorite part of CRO, Courtney?
Oh, I absolutely love copy. It's incredibly difficult and most often quite small impact. So it's not going to be something that, massive and flashy, but I find it incredibly interesting how linguistics, language works sort of, is in cahoots with psychology. Reframing a question, what that can just do psychologically is wild to me. Like, why are you interested in this? There is such a judgment behind that. You're putting someone on the defensive, immediate friction, immediate like, oh, okay, well, is that even any of your like business? Maybe I'm just interested. You know what I mean? But if you change that sort of to what's prompted you to take a look at this today, it's so much more neutral. It's so much more just like a matter-of-fact statement, and you can just put it in. That's prompted me. And you still get to keep your why reason for you. Things like that. I love it. I think that's so interesting. And then when you kind of get into framing of things, like, if you're going from your ads to your advertorial to your form, or your ads to your form, and having the framing and making sure everything's aligned and things like that, it's such an interesting thing to get behind. It's something that, like, don't get me wrong, when it's been done and you have to get into the weeds of it and you've got to get all of these things aligned, is, it's not nothing, but it's so rewarding. And I find it just incredibly rewarding to be able to utilize language like that in part
Yeah.
of this process. I think that's really cool.
I think I completely agree. And what actually I kind of love how CRO facilitates this is that often like copy changes are they are the pinnacle of the court of opinion, where like,
Yeah.
oh, I think that copy, oh, I rewrite it this way. And like, everyone has kind of learned that, that we all learn like slightly different frameworks for this kind of thing, or like we've seen slightly different things work and we've had slightly different manner. CRO and like copy does matter. Like again, some of it can be small
Yeah.
and like this, but like
Yeah,
you
like
will like
reframing questions, things like that.
like
Yeah.
they
But a headline change, to be fair, I mean, a CTA change. Oh, I'm
yeah,
such a huge fan of a
massive.
CTA change, and that's terrific because it's like the
It is.
biggest. Okay, let's just get in and change that CTA in that headline
Yeah,
immediately.
it's true. It's
I
first
mean,
test.
where you know
First
what?
test territory.
No, but I do. I mean, when and where it is absolutely necessary and things like that. I think it is really valuable to test. Because it's
Yeah.
just it is really impactful. It's really interesting what that can do. I love that.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I would say that my favorite part of CRO is the ability to get a robust result out of it. Because again, like, you can rewrite something and have a
Numbers.
really cool.
Yeah.
It's the facilitation of other people's opinions, and it takes Courtney. No, I love numbers. I am there for the numbers. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I'm there. Like, look at
I do
screen
love
today.
a robust data set, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Right.
it is really amazing because you can actually see. It does
Yeah.
take away all of that kind of like opinion, which you get with the copy. Oh, well, I suppose,
Which
mean,
again,
the
it
copy
isn't.
will also have data set,
Yeah.
but, like, just having those, like, clearly numbers, this works, this doesn't work, and this is why we're doing it. It makes everything so rewarding when hypotheses work out, and it makes things so rewarding to be able to, deploy then changes because you just know you have the confidence in doing that.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you learn from it because you know it's better, which is great, which is, again, like really hard to know otherwise. And you can then like, oh, great, hang on. So like we've got all this other copy we've written. Or like this insert other, like copy's a great, actually such a great example. And be like, hang on, maybe we should test it more like this. And then because we've like codified it, we know this approach works. You can just roll it out and test it elsewhere. And suddenly, it's not just 10% of this campaign, it's 10% across all of your marketing. And then it's like, oh, actually in sales, like we should be talking more about this too, because it's just,
and it just the whole deep into the user experience, deep into that entire thing, you just have everything aligned. Oh, it's just so it's so satisfying. What a great, just love it. It's like all my Christmases came at once.
we did promise people we'd be showing people why we're so lame for loving CRO so much, but like, did we say more?
Yeah, we're just sat here with our little I Heart CRO hats on, just like, this is fantastic. Like, give me a data set. Come on, let me see that data.
I can't.
Data.
We got keep it together.
All right, lock in.
We're locking in. We're very professional people.
Yeah.
So I think that's enough of the questions before we. But moving on to the next part. Which is, if not more dangerous for us, let's be honest. It's the Hall of Fame and Wall of Shame, where we every week we do try to assess what good looks like and what good may not necessarily look like. And again, we treat this as a learning example. And full disclosure, one of these we were sent this week. Another one we've just seen from that we know someone put this page together. It's really, really cool, and we think it's good. And you guys can actually start using this template yourself, which is really cool.
Shout out CRO Network as well.
Yeah,
for
exactly. These are all sourced from there.
Love you. Appreciate
comment
you.
The void.
Comment
the void. Watching. The first person who does this, we are gonna like do so much free work.
Oh my goodness gracious!
You have no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to share my screen. We're going to start off as always with the Wall of Fame part.
Let's do it.
For our delight today, we have the Solar Geeks. I don't know why it's expected an ooh there in some way. I was
doing a little dance, but
great.
Ooh.
No, love that.
I mean, a podcast is a what's sound medium, not a visual medium. It's the sound one.
All I know is that I'm apparently
audio medium. Okay, you know what? I'm
radio.
Exposing. Yeah, I'm exposing. I got a face for radio.
Yeah.
Okay.
So diving into this,
We love it. Look at it. Look at it
So
go.
this page, the user journey here, there is an advertorial beforehand for some forms of traffic, but not necessarily all of them. Some more native channels go to the advertorial. We won't necessarily load up the advertorial, although it is actually a good advertorial as well.
We'd love to see
This
it.
is the form itself, which then receives direct traffic from Meta, and I want to say from PPC as well. So the more higher intent the channels. And yeah, so why do we like this? What's cool about this? What's fun about it? So it does hit all of the all of the best practices that we like to expand. Won't lie, partly this is because this is built using software made by Leadform, and we did in fact help them define what the best practices might look like. So we might be, but it is really cool here because you can see like it's got a really nice clear headline, free eligibility check. So that's a nice flexible headline. You can drive a lot of different types of traffic to this one. But I believe it's a dynamic headline as well. So you can, depending on your angle, you can change it. I know it's great.
Yeah,
then it's got this little rider here, get your solar panels for less than you think. So I was like, oh, that's interesting.
And then it also, that psychologically see that copy is fantastic because, well, how do you know what I think? I need to know what it's going to be to see if that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. It's good. It works against people. It's well done. No upfront costs as well. A little bit of reassurance up there, which is cool. Using the header bar nicely instead of just the brand part. Then we've got the progress bar, so it's already 30%
visual
done.
and you've also got the number as well. So you've got that combination of both, which makes it a little bit easier. 30% definitely quantifies it a little bit more, doesn't it? And then you just have that like pretty visual.
Yeah, exactly. No, it only takes a minute. So again, we're saying the effort and the time impact here is really low. And then the first question is just a yes/no question. I mean,
very visual as well. Super easy. You don't need to read. Like
big buttons. Ideal user journeys. The CTA is in fact here, even though you have to click yes, no.
Yep.
I'm really sorry. Someone's at my door. You can hear it in the background. I'm just going to stop this for a moment.
Yep.
And so welcome back. Apologies for that. So again, it's got these nice big yellow, nice big yes/no buttons as well. The first question, get started, which again, the visual CTA is there as that, as that mental cue, even though in fact, if you click on it, you will in fact have to get started by clicking by one of those buttons. Yeah. So it is just a little mental trick, which is great. Like again, it's hitting all the bits. It's got as seen on. It's visible above the fold, so you can. I might quickly pop this to 50% so you can see the as seen on. It just about clips the logos. It'd be great if that was slightly higher up actually, just so you can start to see the bottoms of the logos.
A little bit of social proof potentially. A little review instead of having that safe, secure privacy policy.
Yeah, that would be nice. Agreed.
Maybe like a little star rating or something. But otherwise, I mean, at the end of the day, this is ticking all the boxes for just sort of best practices, isn't it?
The countdown drops as you go.
Love
the progress bar
and we're going
jumps
from 30 to 50%. Makes me feel like I'm really getting somewhere.
You're also interested in battery storage. Yeah, again, nice and easy.
So
qualifying
simple.
questions here. Yeah. How would you like to pay for them? Again, you can see that this has been like tested and, we need some interest, some more qualification questions. And and you can see it, it's got the autofill going. It tells us why we need the post. Honestly, it's a good page. It's a good page.
I love that. I think that's fantastic. I am such a fan of the confetti. Obviously, probably not going to be, if you were doing, I don't know, funeral insurance, I maybe would leave that out. But it is a very cute little, additive.
Yeah.
Or addition rather than additive. Sorry. English is my second language.
First language is Australian. But hopefully you can see why we like this page so much again. And to be honest, this is it's not really a plug, so we're not being paid for this or anything. But like you can in fact build pages just like this on lead form very easily and very straightforward. It's a really good form. Like if you do lead gen like this, it's a good way of doing it.
Definitely.
So would recommend. Cool. Then for the Hall of Shame, is an interesting one. Yeah, we yet again. So
there were a lot of thoughts and feelings in the network when it was posted. It definitely there was a lot of quite visceral reactions, really. I think one could say.
So I think again we're going to focus we obviously CRO is more than just forms. We do love a form here. In this case, we're going to show you the website that then leads to the form. So it's an organic form. Doesn't really receive paid traffic. So again, you have to these things are slightly different. So you kind of have to assume someone's quite a motivated user. However, I think there are ways in which I think we all agree. There are ways in which you can make it easier for people. So
Yep.
we're going to start off with this website here, which not a bad website by any, so it's dynamic. It's got some before after little video, lots of joyous content. I mean, it's got quite a few CTAs going on here, I must say.
Yeah.
But we believe in content superpower. Okay.
That
Book now.
chatbot is also huge, to be fair.
Ooh, and it's also not in the brand fonts, so I must say that would actually irritate me a fair amount. Plus, if I remember correctly, it's got a pop-up after a while where it tries to get your attention, which is not wonderful. And again, we won't go through too much of this page. I mean,
one thing I hate the pop-up. Do you always get that now? I feel like every single e-com or whatever, e-com, and it's that 10%. Sign up to newsletter and you get 10%. And every time it's while I'm in the middle of doing what I want to do, every single time that happens, I rage quit and I just am out. I don't continue because please leave. It's a good offer, but that pop-up just sends me into a flying rage.
Yeah, I think again, as something it's something we actually touched on earlier. It's how forms get worse over time, because as something gets more and more saturated and more of the same, then the new things get better, and so the things that did work no longer work as well.
Yeah.
So I think honestly,
find a better way of doing it.
Yeah. I thought I'd quickly show the mobile one again. I think there are potential issues with this page here, but not terrible. Where we really begin to. I mean, again, it's not necessarily the most straightforward user journey, but if we go to the book now part here,
a bit difficult to kind of read. Those buttons on off the the fact that they're transparent with that image behind it is a bit. But I mean, that's that's not horrific.
But then we come onto here, and we come into the booking one. So select clinic.
We need to see the booking. We're still on the Did it open in another tab?
It opened in a new tab. So you click on that link and you come here. Brilliant.
Yes.
And so it says, select a clinic, which I don't think is terrible here because there's only 3. Admittedly, if they start to get more, that's going to be an issue. And I appreciate that can be a difficult thing to navigate. But again, there may be better ways to get people into the form to begin with, because a little pop-up over the form isn't really the way to do it.
Yeah.
So let's say, okay, Tunbridge Wells. Why not? So, it's going to reload and load. Love it when it does that. That your favorite thing, you get 10% off for giving people your personal data. Sign in. There you go.
But at least it's not a pop-up, though, to be fair. I do like that more than a pop-up.
I agreed.
Kudos.
Card required. Very first thing they show. Again, you can assume that people are hopefully relatively motivated when they come to this page. But that's not great. Read more, then it comes. It starts to really go into it.
Far too much.
Clearly, they've had people booking in, and it meant that may be more follow-up process that you can do a little better with. But card requires is part. But again, maybe get people deeper into the funnel and then tell them about the card required. If you want to maximize your conversion rate. Clinic, then okay, what do you want to choose your practitioner first? It's okay, so am I doing that or am I doing this? Because I don't quite know. So I'm gonna.
It's just a weird layout, really, isn't it? There's a lot going on. There's a lot of different sections. There's a lot of scrolling. There's a lot of different answer options as well, just from aesthetics and what you're doing. And you're just if I click on this, is that thing going to go away? I think that makes it, that's the anxiety that I have, that if I choose my practitioner and then it just does everything disappear? And what am I doing? If it was step by step and you had each thing individually, then, I think that would make it'd take away that anxiety, and it would just make the entire experience so much more comfortable.
Yeah, I think you're getting it bang on here. Again, you're getting the way we refer to it often is cognitive overload. You've been asked this, you're going to that show need to know if, oh God, I didn't even notice this one. Oh Jesus, okay. Right.
Wait, what is it? Show need to know information. I feel if I need to know, then I should be shown that information. I shouldn't have the option, and it shouldn't be. Oh, it's
Yeah.
low-key getting worse.
It is. Unfortunately, again, like cognitive of like what your website and funnel and form should try to do it is just try to do a little bit of the thinking for them, or at least make it
Yeah.
easy, break it out step by step. And whereas here, like, okay, Card was like,
You
okay,
are a
fine.
choice or decision architect. Like, you want to design
Yeah.
choices and you want to design spaces for people that are easy to understand. I mean, there's nothing worse.
Yeah.
Like, if you imagine if you're going into a shop and they have like a special kind of like way that you actually purchase, like the whole system is sort of like something unique and you don't know what you're doing and it's embarrassing and awkward and you just walk out of the shop because you're like, I don't understand how I get from here to my purchased product. And this is the same thing, only in kind of like an online experience. Like, I'm trying to get from here to, I don't know, having a facial, but like, what am I doing to get there?
Yeah.
And there's so much, it's too much.
And-
there's so much decision. I don't want to do it.
Yeah. And
I'm
what
gonna
I'd
rage
love
quit.
to see here as well is like, I don't know, like, can I have a consultation? Because I
Yeah.
assume like people just leave this form and just go phone them. I
Yeah,
assume that's
there's
what
too
happens.
much. Yeah.
Or like, again, if you really know what you want and you're like, okay, this one I want that, but then like, but which, there's a lot
See,
of other.
I actually sorry, just to like
Yeah.
barge in with my own
No.
my own experience. I had I wanted to, so I just moved when I moved to cities and I was new to the city and I was like, okay, I've got to get a haircut. And so I just obviously Google, because I'm not going to go out. I'm just going to Google. I'm going to do like book something online. And then that happened and it was like 14,000 different options of like, what do you want? And all I wanted was just a trim. And it's like, do I have long hair? Do I have medium hair? Do I have short? Like, I don't even know. And I just left it and I didn't go there.
Yeah. Exactly. We have only so much mental energy and like we only have so much like time and thought and effort. And like, it just seems like this is before like
This
we
is
even
not
get to the
designed
next
for a
part,
user experience.
Yeah. Exactly. And like, look, now it's select a practitioner. It's like, okay, well, so like, let's discuss this because like, so why, if you're going to select it here, why would you also, you don't want to give everyone all the options all the time. Like if we, propose changes to a client, we're not like, here are the 1,000 changes you could make. Which one do you want? Instead, we're like, we are experts. These guys, they are experts. Like, this is, we help them with that decision making. Again, I understand you got to provide choice and things like this, but again, there's
a way in providing choice, and there's a way in
which is not overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like going into a restaurant that has like one of those like huge novels as a menu, and you're just like, I can't. Please
Some of
don't
them
do
are
this
proper
to me.
books.
Yeah. Like leather bound.
God, that'd be nice to be at least.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that was a fantastic wall of shame, to be fair. I really enjoyed that one. Because it has so many layers as to why it's a wall of, it's a different one to what we've had before as well. Especially because it's more organic and we're kind of looking at it from a different lens. So love that. But I mean, hey guys, if you somehow, the people that are working there, if you somehow have seen this, love to help you. We've got some ideas.
Yes. Yeah. And again, I appreciate you also get a little bit, locked behind the software you're using and things like this. And so they're not always easy solutions. And as your catalog grows, again, like none of it, it's not a blaming it. We aren't like, trust me, we deal with these problems all the time. But yes, unfortunately, sometimes things go critical and suddenly people don't want to be booking online, and it harms real business and people. So that's why we do this. We're so generous. We're so generous.
We are. We're back to being parrots with our mirrors and just like, we're fantastic. We are so good. This is my daily affirmations. All right. Well, we best get offline because we've got some t-shirts to be sorting out, some t-shirts and hats
and caps, I believe. So first person to come in the
we should
void,
do a bucket hat.
make.
Love a little bucket hat. Spring is coming. Yeah.
Spring is coming.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure, guys.
It has. Thank you for listening
folks,
this
and everyone
far.
else.
Yep.
Thank you for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.